Hello and thank you for inviting me to participate in this professional learning series. Today, I will be discussing how educators can support English learning through culturally responsive teaching, inclusive classroom practice, and strong homeschool partnerships. As educator, it is important that we recognize English learning not through a deficit lens, but through an access-based perspective. English learning brings valuable cultural experience, multilingual abilities, resilience, and diverse ways of thinking into our classroom. When a school intentionally builds upon those strengths, students are more engaged, confident, and successful academically and socially. Culture influences how students communicate, solve problems, interact with others, and understand the world around them. It also shapes learning preference, family expectations, and classroom participation. Because of this, culture plays a major role in teaching and learning. Cultural competence refers to a teacher's ability to understand, respect, and respond effectively to students from different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. For educators working with English learners, cultural competence helps create instruction that is meaningful, relevant, and inclusive. It requires teachers to reflect on their own perspective while also learning about the experience and values of their students and families. One way teachers can integrate student cultural values and beliefs into instruction is by incorporating culturally relevant tests, examples, and perspective into lessons. For example, a student can read literature from different cultures, discuss global perspective, or connect classroom concepts to their own experience and traditions. Teachers can also encourage students to share stories, traditions, and experiences that are important to their families and community. Culture also impacts student learning by influencing how safe and connected students feel in a school. Classroom and school environments greatly affect language acquisition. English learners are more likely to participate and practice language when they feel respected, supported, and included. Creating an inclusive environment begins with building relationships and establishing a classroom culture where diversity is celebrated. Teachers can display multilingual visuals, pronounce students' name correctly, encourage collaborative learning, and ensure students see themselves represented in classroom materials. It is also important to establish high expectations while providing appropriate language support so students can access rigorous content. There are many strategies educators can use to support and celebrate cultural diversity with instruction. Teachers can incorporate multicultural literature, celebrate cultural events in meaningful ways, and use cooperative learning activities that allow students to learn from one on another. Another important strategy is leveraging students' own language. Research constantly shows that maintaining and valuing a students' first language supports overall academic growth and language development. Teachers can encourage a student to brainstorm ideas in their own language, use bilingual resources, or collaborate with peers who share the same language. Families can also be invited to contribute cultural knowledge, traditions, and experience that enrich classroom learning for everyone. English learners have diverse strengths, needs, identities, and educational experience. Some students may have interrupted formal education, while others may also receive a special education service. Because of this, instruction should be flexible, differentiation, and student-centered. One important strategy is scaffolding instruction through visuals, modeling, sentence frames, graphic organizers, and structured opportunity for discussion. These supports help students participate meaningfully while developing language skills. Teachers should also use multiple ways for a student to demonstrate understanding rather than relying only on writing language. For English learners with special needs, collaboration among classroom teachers, ESL teachers, special education staff, and families is essential. Students benefit most when educators work together to provide accommodations and individualized support while maintaining high expectations. Supporting the social and emotional needs of English learning is equally important. Many EL students may experience stress related to language barriers, cultural adjustment, or feeling of isolation. Some students may also carry responsibility at home or experience related to immigration and transition. Teachers can support students socially and emotionally by creating a welcoming environment where mistakes are viewed as part of learning, building trust, encouraging peer relationships, and providing opportunities for a student voice can help a student feel valued and connected. Simple practice, such as a daily check-ins, corporative learning, and positive reinforcements can make a significant difference. Understanding a student's social, emotional, and cultural needs is especially important when establishing classroom routine and procedures. Students come from different educational systems and cultural expectations, so teachers should model routines clearly and constantly. Predictable routines help reduce anxiety and create a sense of security, especially for students who are still developing English proficiency. When students feel emotionally safe and culturally respected, they are more willing to participate, take academic risks, and engage into language learning. Family and community practice, often referred to as forms of knowledge, play an important role in language learning and student success. Every family brings valuable knowledge, skill, tradition, and experience that can strengthen classroom learning. For example, family may contribute knowledge related to storytelling, problem solving, trade, agriculture, business, caregiving, or multilingual communication. When educators recognize and value this experience, students feel affirmed and families become active partners in education. Building a strong family community and school partnerships require intentional communication and relationship building. One important strategy is ensuring communication is accessible in families' home language whenever possible. A school can use translate materials, interpreters, multilingual messaging platforms, and familiarization to support communication. In conclusion, supporting English learning begins with recognizing the strength they, they already possess. An access-based approach values student language, cultures, identities, and experience as a powerful resource for learning. When educators create culturally responsive classrooms, support student social and emotional well-being, and build a strong partnership with families and communities, English learners are more likely to thrive academically and personally. Thank you.